Hello everybody, welcome back. Frigid here as always. Yeah. Huh. Maybe not. I suppose that one could work. Stick with this. Oh, yeah. As I said, I may have a cold, but I'm not letting that get in the way of me making progress. Although, don't expect much with this sort of voice acting that I typically do. I don't expect much in the way of the kind of voice acting I typically do. Where... TB, I guess she means the bus.
여기는 버스 아니에요? 저희는
Welcome to the bus, and we are. And Dachi, ha! The blade lineage woman sprang from her prone position, grabbing the sword next to her. She held the grip of her blade, ready to draw it at any moment.
니놈들은 누구냐? 후군해?
Identify yourselves. Are you with the Kurokumo clan? No. So we're... Then why does that woman wield no dachi? She will not listen. We should kill her. Ryoshu. She pisses me off for two reasons. One, she refused to listen, making this conversation longer than it needed to be. Two, she dared to compare their scrap metals to my blade. Is there any reason for me not to proceed with her OOF clock? Yeah, there is. She can't tell us anything if she's dead. Ryoshu often shows bursts of emotion in the most unexpected times, but at least she listens when I ask her to, which is a relief.
자세히 보니 다르군. 복장도 전혀 다른 식으로 통일되어 있고.
I suppose your blade is not exactly like theirs. Your uniform certainly is different. And you, who might you be? You certainly wear a rather loud timepiece. Are you unable to communicate otherwise? They are our manager. The vocalizations will not reach your ears. I recognize the scent your voice carries. It's familiar. Even in the district that I've resided in, I have not met fellows who speak as I do. Speak as you do indeed, yet I sense familiarity in your choice of verbiage. You must be from District 12. S-Corp, are you? Or District 19. I like did I say 12. I need to get more cough drops. Though I have fled, this is where I hail from. I see, so you also left your home behind. My compatriots often share the same fate as we do. Perhaps we need someone from the same home district helped. The woman visibly relaxed before slumping down on a nearby chair. Her breathing was labored. My name is Yi Sang. I've operated on the wounds you have suffered. Ah, sir, I've acted with such brusqueness despite your kindness. Please accept my apologies. Call me Andu. I'm a Salsu from the village that deals in blades. Oh, Dante, maybe we can leave the talking to Yi Sang this time. Looks like we can sit back and let him handle this. I nodded, replying quickly to Rodia's whispers. If you're from District 19 S-Corp territory, then you must be aware of who we are. I'm somewhat aware, though I'm far from acquainted with tales from the streets. I've heard that the Blade lineage is bound to no master, no land. Yet whence do you flee? It is a tale far too long to be shared in full. All I may divulge is that we had no choice but to seek a territory for us to thrive in. Perhaps there's aught that we could do to assist, should you deign to impart the particulars of your pursuers. Dang bots. Angdu shot a sweeping glance at all of us. Her eyes appeared heavy with crushing exhaustion. If you and your fellows were skilled enough to defeat this group of foes, then all of you must be quite capable. Kudo Kumu clan has put a bounty on our heads. Our mentor, my fellows, all of us. Hold on. This ain't just some other strife then. Oh, they said just some other strife then? This is more personal than usual tough war. As it has always been, District 19 is fraught with corruption and disturbance to the lives of the public. There's very little that us men and women of the Blade, who seek not else but to train and walk in the path of martial arts, can do to change the wing now known as Salpipio Agro Industries, or S-Corp. As the old saying goes, what other choice does a monk who abhors his temple have but to leave it behind? Thus we have departed from our home. So the people of S-Corp suffer still. We had departed in search of a new home. It was no easy journey. Most territories have already been made home by others. In order for us to settle, conflict was unavoidable. In the midst of those conflicts, I have the memory of our mentor bringing us an invitation to enter a library of sorts. Virgilius, who had been sitting quietly with one leg over the other on a chair far from the rest of us, visibly reacted. I think I remember that the word library always got a genuine reaction out of Virgilius. You have the memory. Quite an odd way to phrase your own recollections. We arrived at the library hoping to escape from Kumo Clan's clutches. But all we had done was to lead ourselves into another field of battle. We were handily defeated. Then, all of a sudden, we found ourselves stranded in the back streets of T-Corp upon our waking. The bizarreness of such an experience can only be described by an expression just as odd. Ah, Mentor Bamboo-headed Kim. I think you mean Bamboo-goated Kim. Her eyes suddenly widened mid-sentence. Angdu leaped from her seat. I believe that our mentor remains there still. We must make haste to Yonjin building. Not so hasty. Such wild movements may tear the wounds that I have. Too late. What the heck? Is she dead? It's no surprise that a sudden rise in blood pressure in lieu of blood supply would cause one to faint. She has merely lost her consciousness. You're right, Manager. She did have some useful intel for us. Yongjin building. I suppose we have some business there then. Maybe, but I'm not sure. I don't know what this has to do with our mission, if any. Maybe it's that library that we should... Danger, danger.
앞에 칼 들고
Bunch of
설치는
people in
검은
Mephi's
사람들
way,
엄청
swinging
많아.
swords around, black clothes.
피 다치겠다.
Passengers, move out, protect Mephi. Executive Manager, they appear to be Kumo Clan's reinforcements. Well, what can we do? We could beat him up and feed him to the Mephistopheles. That's one thing we could do. I'll have to think about this later. For now, let's take care of the reinforcements. Oh.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고. 자, 12소기를 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고. 충들을 도려내라. 묘야, 길을 열어라.
That would do it, I guess. It's a low sanity, I mean.
깔끔하게 물었군.
저놈을 추적해.
점 찍었네. 목을 떨궈주마.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지.
이건 예상 못했나봐.
퉁퉁투성이네. 어머? 몰랐어?
Come on. Seriously? What the heck is going on with my mouse?
총원 불격! 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
이거 참 설레는구려. 점 찍었네.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 멀겠지만.
목을 떨궈주마.
불가 위협.
힘이 세게 명한다.
막아내지 못하리.
이 앞에
Yeah, it's a bit more like it.
누구 하나 살려버리지 마라.
바로 이제 깨우치.
Nice.
개의치 않고 말씀을.
I'm guessing Deathrite Fissure would be inflicted by Yi Sang's upcoming identity.
점 찍었네.
이제 깨우치시겠.
Not sure about Sinclair's. I'm guessing he's probably gonna have a Deathrite effect as well.
도끼를 보내라. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
틈틈 이제 깨우치시겠.
묘야. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
저놈을 추적해. 잘했군. 저놈을 추적해.
예상 못했나봐. 깔끔하게 물었군.
목을 콱 물어버리자고. 이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지.
합격장.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨있지.
We returned to the bus, dispatching the Kurokumo clan members that attacked the bus. Who the crap are you? Only to be greeted by an unfamiliar face. There's a woman sitting in the frontmost seat of our bus. Interesting guide. Interesting guide. I believe that we've both made it quite clear that no guests are to board the bus without prior consultation. That discussion was not even an hour ago, in fact. Yes, we did. No outsiders, to be exact. Isn't it clear as day as to who she is? Notice that she was wearing the familiar uniform with the logo clear emblazoned on her chest. Are you from the LCCB? LCCA, the after team, Manager Clock. Right, I could see that she was wearing a red emblem on her shoulder. Oh, wait, could you hear what you're saying? No, don't have any talent TikTok interpretation either. But it was pretty easy to tell with that blank stupid look they were giving me. What blank stupid look? The guy's got a clock for a head. Don't you even have the common decency to mince your... Ishmael scowled, about to tell the woman off, until she coughed and collected herself. Maybe she suddenly recalled her old attitude. I'm team leader Kaiman. Limbus Company clearance after team, normal operations unit 2. I don't think I've ever seen anyone from the after team in person. Of course not. All them blokes do is swoop it in to pick up the spoils after we've done all the hard work. Let me set some things straight. Backstreet's mutt. What? The after team is charged with cleaning up the mess you ungrateful wastes of lives leave behind. Sweeping in to pick up the spoils? No, we do the very difficult work of sweeping your stinking shit under the rug. You don't sweep a turd under the rug. Let alone a dog turd. You pick it up and you flush it away. Waste of lives? Is that how you guys see us? Oh, that's not all. Waste of lives, bumper cars, the most expensive bus in the world, late shields, maniacs with more luck than they deserve, and then some. Doesn't seem like the most relevant conversation topic for now, though. Yeah, little. You gotta change the tone now. If you give me one reason to, then I will. Unfortunately, it is my personal philosophy to be stubbornly set in my ways unless I'm given a good reason to change. Sure, it's your job to collect the golden boughs no matter what, but I'm having a lot of trouble scrounging up even an ounce of respect for a group of half-wit idiots who don't give a damn about people who have to clean up after them. That's enough, Team Leader Kaiman. Very well. I was sent here to reprimand them. I'm here to relay the orders from the head office. Kaiman produced an envelope, opened it, and pulled out a paper from within. She began to read it out loud. LCB, additional mission assignment prior to T-Corp Golden Bough Retrieval Operation. 1. Eliminate and/or secure the distortion in the area. 2. Recover the monolith, an artifact in the shape of a black stele from the same site. A monolith? What's this now? Distortion? Are you saying that they've already distorted? I don't know. Limbus Company clearance is not a part of this extra operation. I was merely ordered to relay this information to you as it happened to be taking care of some other job at T-Corp. I believe that our one and only mission was to recover the golden boughs. Since when did it become our job to play errand boy fixers? Since now. Besides, I don't see what the difference is between an average errand boy and your team. All you ever do is pick up and deliver the golden boughs, no? Right, I guess the after team is full of grouches like you, huh? Godian grumbled like she was imagining a department full of Kaimans. Kaiman quietly took a sweeping look at the complaining sinners that approached me. Manager Clock. Yes? Can't hear what you're saying anyway, so just listen. Allow me to kindly explain some things for you and your minions, since all of you appear to be so out of the loop. Callie crossed her arms and leaned against the bus seat as though she was about to start a lecture. LCB's primary objective is to retrieve the golden bows. Yes? Can't deny that. But parading around telling everyone that Limbus Company specializes in retrieving the golden bows would be stupid, don't you agree? And it's not exactly the most lucrative business, if at all. Maybe not in the short term. I suppose so. I've been wondering about the company's finances for a while. Where do we even get our funding from? Well, there's no need for you to concern yourself with the company's finances. We have much more than enough capital to do what we want. What the company really lacks, however, is public standing and a cause. Limbus Company decided to find our cause in distortions. No significant organization has yet to take charge of the managing instances of the distortion phenomenon. Faust told me some time ago that it hasn't been long since the distortions began appearing in the city. Limbus Company is building a reputation as a professional distortion prevention and control company that doubles as a research center for the distortion phenomena, which means that we need to produce real results, and more ways than one, that is. I did hear that this epidemic of distortion phenomena can be pretty annoying to deal with. No one has properly defined what these distortions truly are. This means that many are willing to jump into dealing with this phenomenon blind. We did hear that some are preparing to launch an association primarily dealing with distortions, but that's all it is, an association. We intend to deal with it on a corporate level. Right, how's any of that our business? What reason do we have to go out of our way to tussle with those distortions? Here's how it's your business. The order came all the way from the top, the highest authority of our company. Don't they teach you how to follow orders in the slums? Ha, that does it. I'm not leaving this bus alive. Manager? Carmen ignored Heathcliff, who was visibly fuming, and turned to face me. My attitude toward your minions, and the company's attitude towards them. It all depends on the choices you make and your leadership. With that, she produced an envelope from under her arm and handed it over. At the end of the day, though, the choice is yours. Your men aren't completely wrong. If you'd like to focus solely on your primary mission, the Golden Bows, then fine. It's not like the company is going to kick you and your meat shields out. But do understand that the company's treatment of the sinners may change depending on what you decide to do here. Vergilius listens quietly, his eyes shut. Now then, Red Gaze, I'll be taking my leave now. Until next time. Fine. Next time, I'd prefer it if you would watch your language. These meat shields are still under my guidance, so try not to disturb me as well. Well, that depends on what the manager does, doesn't it? Excuse me. She left, leaving nothing but the awkward silence behind. Is she gone? Bloody prick. After that brief moment of quiet, everyone began sighing and complaining as though they'd just been ungagged. I'm a burst blood vessel listening to all that. Thought I'd soften my temper with age. Still, good work keeping things non-violent, guys. I don't think she said anything wrong, though. I find her manner of speech quite convenient. There's no need to unnecessarily read between the lines. I had little trouble understanding her and organizing my thoughts accordingly. I guess that's one way of looking at things. Anyway, she's right that we really don't have much say in the matter. If the company asks us to do it and to do our jobs, we do our jobs. Yeah, it's generally the case with any company or employee. I don't have anything to add myself. I have no issues with following orders. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Tried my best to cheer up the sinners as I opened the envelope she left behind. Not much of note was in there. One old-fashioned walkie-talkie, a bunch of signed and stamped paperwork, and... Huh? Mission location. Yongjin Building. Let's go, Kaban. Yongjin? Right, Verge? Got it. I'm from it. Bzz, bzz. Here I go. Vroom, vroom. Judging by the lack of surprise, both Kata and Vergilius already knew where to go. And the bus took off.
의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니
아침은 무사하오.
Our battle pass is always such a good source of ego shard boxes. Hmm. There's something to speed up the text speed. Really want that too. I never seem to have enough thread.
아침은 무사하오.
It's not quite as easy to stockpile as ego shards. Or quick? Whichever.
이 경로는
Okay.
소모되게 나쁘지 않군 거래.
Excellent. Okay, maybe not.
도끼를 보내라. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
참선 이제 깨우치시게
묘야. 길을 열어라.
저놈을 쫙 이 거리는 충분해. 너한테 멀겠지만.
You gotta be kidding me.
완성되었다. 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요. 이제 깨우치시게.
Finally, she won a clash.
먹을 콱 물어버리자. 이제 깨우치시게. 이제 깨우치시게. 오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
이 경로는 숨어들기 나쁘지 않군 거래.
Something continued to nag at the back of my mind during the frequent stops and combat encounters. There's this one thing I just could not understand. This is pretty much expected from Virgilius at this point, but if you already knew where we were going and why, would it hurt to tell us for once? I muttered to myself while looking toward the back of the bus where Angdu slept. She was still out cold. Come on, Faust. I legitimately think that this is something we have to talk about. Can you please relay my question to Virgilius? If you won't do it, then I will. A journey can't always be sunshine and rainbows. Some friction is necessary. You there, guide! Otis relayed my question, then began to share some of her own grievances with Virgilius. And I'm pretty sure it isn't going to go well for her. A lot of her own grievances. Are you finished? Well, you're not wrong. I did hear most of the details through the radio. And here's why I didn't tell you in advance. It's because you're the kind of people who never learn until the problem comes crashing through your front door. Would you have done anything differently if you knew in advance? It only served to give you an excuse to whine about it. So there it is. What now, Major? Will you refuse this mission? How could I? They're already treating us like dirt. Refuse this, I can't imagine how much worse it'll get. I'm sure you're thinking, how could I? And you'd be right. I can tell from the way he's looking at me that he already knew what I was going to say. I'm starting to wonder if he really can't hear me. Ah, our guest is awake. You should go and ask her for directions, Manager. Khan's intuition can only take us so far. Again, this would have gone much smoother if we had been told where we were going from the start. But like always, Virgilius felt the need to add comments like that before shutting me down and turning away. He'd already closed his eyes.
내가 가서 상황을 설명하겠소.
Allow me to explain our present circumstances to her. Singh got up with an awkward smile in an attempt to clear the air. After some time, Singh seemed to have successfully explained the circumstance to Angdu. She was standing next to Khan, trying to give her proper directions. She had also told us that as long as we assisted her with her mission, she wouldn't mind us taking the Black Steely for ourselves. Turn to the right there. They've already set up camp there. People dressed in Kurokumo clan's garbs are wandering around the building, setting guard before its entrance. Have to. Master Babu had a Kim. Delaying further will only allow the distortion to grow more powerful. I must enter the building as soon as possible. Angdu had already leaped out of the bus and was rushing in with her weapon drawn. We quickly followed suit.
위험인물 발견.
복귀를
재팔견.
저 해충들을 도려내라.
틈새.
묘여. 길을 열어라. 그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
대검 방해. 위험인물 발견.
12세기가
재팔견.
이 앞에 숨쉬는
위험인물 발견. 재팔견. 깨우치시기.
몸을 떨궈주마. 넌 푸른을 틔울 수 없겠구나. 자, 저기 잘 생각해보라고.
And it sure is quiet in chat today. I don't know if that might be because it's Friday, because I'm starting kind of late as far as a morning stream goes.
깨우치시기.
Dang it.
이놈이 마지막이었던 것 같군.
Looks like this was the last of them.
피 냄새.
Ah, the aroma of blood.
방금
Some
솟아오른
splattered
것
fresh, some old and
잔뜩
grown
늘어붙은
viscous.
향.
I can already tell that there
직접
will be a
보지 않아도
collage of different
다양한
blood
혈흔의
splatters waiting for me
펼쳐져
in there. I'm excited to see this collection for myself. Let's see. Nope.
이자는 아무렇지도 않게 잔혹한 생각을 하는군.
This one expresses brutal thoughts with such nonchalance as one uses about their next meal.
아무튼
Whichever may be the case, the way is open. We must move with haste. Angdu did not hesitate for a second before disappearing into the building's entrance.
아이,
Man, I'm impressed with her energy. And she knocked out cold just a few minutes ago.
정신력이겠지.
It is sheer willpower that moves her. What other choice does she have when her superior is captured?
아, 그런데 6층밖에 안 되는 건물을 빌딩이라고 부르기도 하나 보네요.
From the name alone, I expected Yongjin Building to be much taller than just 6 floors. A building and all.
네. 뒷골목에 사는 비교적 흔한 일이죠.
It is a common naming convention in the back streets. I looked up toward the rooftop of the building. The building Hungry was looking at, and suddenly grew curious. Huh. What time is it right now?
거울 줄까?
Need a mirror. My head doesn't actually tell time, you know.
현재 시각은 오후 2시
It is
10분입니다.
2:10 in the afternoon. 2 in the afternoon. It's not midday, but it's not supposed to be this dark, is it? How is it this gloomy and dark at 2 in the afternoon? I'm starting to lose my sense of time in here.
여기가 유독 심한 것
Seems
같네.
particularly dark around this area we're in. Well, compared to the smoke horror days, it's still bright as a sunny day.
그건 그렇지.
I suppose that's true.
T사의 뒷골목은
Ah.
죽은 상태라고 알려져
Okay, so
있습니다.
Otis is also a smoke war veteran. The back streets of T-Corp are known to be in a perpetual state of murkiness.
기계가 계속해서 돌아가면서
The machines ceaselessly discharge heavy plumes of smoke which cloud the skies. That and the constant color drainage keeps the back streets of T-Corp dark and dreary.
물론
Of course, I must also inform you that the conditions have improved somewhat after the smoke war due to the various extenuating prohibitive conditions introduced by the outcome of that war that limits the production of smoke. Before the war... We have no time for idle chatter! Come, now! Hurried toward Yangdu's urgent cries.
검객 쪽에 아직도 부를 사람이 남았을 줄이야.
There are more lineage bastards left!
뭐야?
What the? Lost took them all out already?
잔챙이들이요.
They are nothing but mewling minions.
어째
The size of their bravado ill-matched their immature skills.
실력도 안 되는 것들이
They foolishly
땀으로
decided to
덤비기만
stand their
하고.
ground instead of retreating upstairs. An electric buzz of sorts played from the radio I had stashed in my clothes. Someone calling this radio? The sound became much clearer when I unfolded the antenna from the radio. LCD here! LCD here! Can you hear me? Acknowledge! Come on! The voice coming from the other end of the radio was upbeat, to put it mildly, and very chaotic. Okay, just have to press this button, right? Well, I'll talk, but it's not like you can hear... they actually TikTok! Oh, right, I called you for a reason. I'm just calling to relay a message, so don't bother responding, yeah? Okay. We don't have much time, so let me keep it short. Remember that black stealer you guys were sent to retrieve? The monolith? I'm picking up a super huge bump of the monolith signature area near you. That signal can force people to distort for your information.
강제로 뒤틀림하를 시킨다고?
Force people to distort? We have to contain it before that CPU signal goes completely out of control, okay? What the heck is this? Oh, my bad. I've got some stuff going on over here too, you know? Anyway, I gotta keep this short. So let me just emphasize that time is of the essence here. Over and out. The call dropped before any of us even had the chance to say anything. She's, pretty lively, huh?
한가롭게 감상을
Well, time to sit down, dumbfounded clockhead. Let's crack on.
여기
Everyone, I think the elevator's broken.
그대들도 급해질 이유가 이제
See that you and your
충분해진
fellows
것
now also have a reason to hurry.
이대로 침개청을
I say that we
돌파하는
break through
것이
their
좋지
lines and
않겠는가?
rise through the stairwell. What say you? We don't have a choice. Come on, let's go. Put the radio back in my pocket and began running up the stairs.
부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Bah. Alright, so I'm halfway through.
내 명을 들은 시비수 결집이다.
Oh man. Seriously? The stairwell's a real challenge, isn't it? Not the Kuma clan guys. Curious, is it not? Huh? What is? They filled the stairwell full of weaklings who clearly don't know what they're doing. Perhaps they weren't trying to stop us from going upstairs. Perhaps they were afraid of retreating upstairs. No, it can't be. Angdu's expression darkened. Maybe she had an inkling of a bad omen. Dost thou worry for thy mentor? Don Quixote carefully sidled to Angdu's side with a sympathetic expression. How could I not? What kind of person was Mr. Bamboo-Headed Kim? Angdu appeared conflicted, as though she was having trouble organizing her own thoughts. She shook her head and sighed. He was a steadfast man. Protected what needed protecting, killed what needed killing. He was always one of the Blade lineage's finest. I dare say that he was one of the most skilled swordsmen within the lineage. A man of few words who always sought to take good care of those under his wings. If only he hadn't made that decision, my fellows would not have met such a terrible fate. Oh. Sinclair half opened his mouth, apparently curious what that decision might have been. But he soon realized that this was probably not the time to pry and quietly close his mouth. Whichever may be the case, I have no choice but to make haste. We have no choice but to make haste with her.
쪽일지 잘 생각해봐. 숨쉬는 자, 누구 하나 살려보내겠다. 도끼를 합격장, 저 해충들을 도려내라.
방어를
묘야. 길을 열어라.
How do I broke up the whole attack there?
이 거리는 충분해. 너한테 멀겠지만.
Instead of having all three parts of it go off, in unbroken succession like it normally does. Okay. So this is the last of them.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고. 목을 떨궈주마. 고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이다. 튀울 수도 없겠구나.
위험인물 발견. 제가 발견.
목을 떨궈주마. 넌 푸른을 튀울 수도 없겠구나.
틈새 이제 깨우치시게.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면 홍호는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍루가 무엇을 바꾸었지를.
필두 출진. 목을 콱 물어버리자.
목을 떨궈주마. 고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이다. 점찍어님의 시리수에게 명한다. 이 앞에 숨지는 누구 하나 사이를 보내지 마라.
틈새
말을 듣는 근처엔 오지 말랬잖아.
Okay. So that's the main thing it does. It just builds. It just builds poise.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
점 찍었네.
놀랐어? 놀랐어?
완성되었나?
Eh. Still more.
목을 콱 물어버리자. 이제 깨우치시길.
토끼를 보거라. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
이제 깨우치시길.
묘여. 넌 풍을 틔울 수도 없겠구나. 완성되었나?
대범의 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 텐데.
점 찍었네.
Guess you could do that again.
바로 이제 깨우치시길. 오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
What's with the Becatula?
이런 임무는 뱀 중에서도 내가 제일이지. 목을 콱 물어버리자.
그쪽 방은 아닐 텐데.
시바이는 이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
놈이 푸름을 틔울 수
Well, that didn't last long. Oh. Guess I should have expected that.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나.
최선의 방어를. 대검의 머리가 쪼개지진 않을 텐데.
합격점.
Oh, Citatus? You know, I know that irate is supposed to be like, you know, wrath. Like irate as in like irate.
꽈리를 튼 뱀 근처엔 오지 말랬잖아. 자, 시비수 이쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
숨지자. 누구 하나 살려보내지 마라. 고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나. 비뚤어져 끓여. 점 찍었네. 놈이 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠고. 완성되었나?
Pardon me. Did we just fight the Pecatula?
맞습니다.
Yes.
여직 봐왔던
Their
면면들과
appearances are rather dissimilar from what we have encountered
좀더
before.
심화된 듯한.
They appear to have grown more acute.
죄종의 다음 형태입니다.
There are evolutions of each Pekatula.
사람마다 담아온
The
죄에
kind of
따라
Pekatula one
죄종의
transforms
질이
into depends on
달라지니
the types of sin that
형태는
one
다양할
has
수
embodied
있습니다.
in life. So it is no surprise that there may be variations to them.
하지만
But we've never encountered anything like them before.
황금 가지를 회수함에 따라 죄종의 성장이 촉진되기도
Collecting the golden
합니다.
boughs could have expedited the Pekatula growth process.
그 가지 뭐가
Those
연관되지 않은
vows,
걸
they really
찾는
have
게
something to do
더
with everything,
빨리
huh? My job's starting to look a lot more serious.
그러고 보니 이 죄종이라는
That reminds me. These Pekatula are each supposed to represent some kind of sin, right? Sin. My thoughts grow distant all of a sudden. No, sins grow distant while my thoughts draw nearer. Their voices grow muffled. The word sin feels oddly unfamiliar today.
자신을 잃고 원본의 모양을 상실한 모습으로 보이는구려.
It appears that they lost their sense of self. The original form is now forgotten to oblivion. Self.
뒤틀림이라는 것도
Distortion is kind of similar to that.
누구는 뒤틀림이 되고
Some people become distortions and some people become Pekatula. I wonder what the difference is. I think I know. Planted in the hearts of all are seeds that with ever-present potential to bloom.
관리자님?
Executive manager?
뭐라고 했어?
What do you say? If I talked over you, so I couldn't hear.
계속하자면 극심한 스트레스에서 자신을 유지할 수 있게 된다면 그건 뒤틀림으로 발전하고
If you would allow me to continue, maintaining the self even at times of extreme stress could cause one to devolve into a distortion, and when the light of that day descends upon the hearts of every human, blooming the seeds buried deep within. Is he talking about the white night and darkest days?
관리자님?
Ah, hello, CG9. Manager? If one's something devoured by their sins, they are reborn in the form of the something, their image reflecting the something or other junked by those who are nothing. Dante, what is... If one withstands something, yet something or other, their sins, the heart...
뭐야?
Oh, what the hell? Clockhead, what in the bloody hell are you talking about?
중얼거리는 거야?
심각한 소리가 나는
I don't like the sound of that. Has something gone awry with their prosthetic head? Yet if one seeks to bear the... guessing that's sins, blank shell something or other of their original hearts.
과 그걸 말하려는 것이요.
Ego? Is that what you're speaking of? And in a world proceed through their own... something or other. The blank shall be unveiled to blank their egos, melt into by sin.
말투도 뭔가 저희 할아버지 관리자님 머리
Oh, they're starting to talk a bit like my grandfather. Huh? Manager, your head. Talk a bit like my grandfather. Could be full name of ego.
관리자님, 머리가
Executive
불타고
manager,
계십니다.
your head is on fire.
불꽃.
Oh, what a blaze.
진짜
I think they're about to explode. Only those who can define their own egos.
저러다 쟤 죽는다고. 뭐
These
방법이
sins.
없어?
Oi, we've got to do something before Clockhead bites it. Got any bright ideas, lass? I know what to do. Only those who are waking to their own. God, it's scorching. I had thought that Manager Escar's flaming head was merely for style, for I had not once felt such heat from it.
파우스타 씨, 그때 이야기했던
Faust, what if they activated the self-destruct sequence? Ah, this heat. If we don't dust it now, it's going to melt everything around them.
원리는 같습니다.
Yes, the operating principles are the same. Dante is, via the golden boughs, connected to the root of the sapling planted in the subterranean area of the headquarters. Huh? Connected to the root of the sapling planted in the subterranean area of the headquarters. You mean the Tree of Light? And the headquarters of Lobotomy Corporation? I mean, I'm assuming that's the Lobotomy Corporation facility in, well, Lobotomy Corporation is the headquarters, right? Just to say that. Who gives a shit about the bells? Got to douse the flames on their head.
누군가 물 없어?
Water. Does anyone have water? Let's make haste to douse the flames. Sometime later.
정신이 드는가?
Pray tell, art thou recovered? My eyes, if I had eyes, that is, opened slowly. I was lying on the ground, surrounded by the sinners. What happened?
기억을
Do you not recall what had transpired? I guess I don't. Do you remember walking up the stairs, suddenly feeling really dizzy?
관리자님,
Executive manager must visit a workshop to get that looked at as soon as we return. Huh? A workshop? Did it malfunction or something?
무슨 기계 다루듯이
Don't talk about them like you're talking about some machine. Either way, there isn't anything we can do about it, about what just happened. Not here.
복귀 후에 이야기 나누시죠.
We can discuss this later once we return. What just transpired does not seem to pose any hindrance to our mission. Angdu, where is...
이미 올라갔어.
She has since advanced without us. While we remain curious yet concerned about your condition, we must reconvene with her.
우리도 합류하는 게 좋겠고요.
The situation calls for urgency. Yeah, okay. There's a lot I didn't understand. Since we're in the middle of an operation, let's deal with this first.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나
Is their clockhead always on fire like that?
네.
Okay, so it was. Yeah, maybe not.
이런 임무는 뱀 중에서도 내가 제일이지.
Why'd this have to break? Why now? There's a nervous-looking man on top of the stairs, on the uppermost floor of the building. I could immediately tell that this man was unlike any other foe we faced in this building. Better be quiet in there. Hope that thing at least stays put. Thing? What thing? He kept looking into his pocket watches as though he was expecting something awful to come out of that door. Yes. His garb, which highly resembles the Kudo Kumo clan standard outfits, suggests that he is a relevant individual in this case. It is possible to extrapolate from his outfit that he is of higher rank than any foe we have defeated on the course to this location.
그렇다면
Then before I even had the chance to suggest waiting for a bit to come up with a strategy, Angdu was already charging at the man. Have I seen the thing? I mean, the trailer for the... was it Spring Cultivation?
내놈 분명 흑운의 부조장이랬다.
You must be a captain of the Kudo Kumo clan.
뭐야?
What the?
내 놈들이 그렇게 바라던
You wish to
검지의
hunt the
숲이
blade
지금
lineage?
앞에 있다.
Very well. Here I stand before you. Face my blade.
애들은 전부
Suppose this
치우고
means that my
올라왔나.
men are all dead, huh?
마음 같아서는 그냥
I'd toss you into that office if I could,
사무실
but
안에 상품이 있는데 그럴 수도 없는 노릇이고. 아, 열받네 진짜.
the merchandise is still in there. God, come on.
상대하는 것 말고
Suppose I've got no
방법이
choice but to fight. At least allow me to introduce myself. Then you can tell me who you are.
나는 준이다.
Name's June, captain of the
네
boys you
놈이
killed.
치고서 올라온
앵두.
I'm Dune, salsa from the lineage of blades. I follow the mentor bamboo-headed kin. The hallway before the door falls silent. It is as calm as a winter dawn. The two warriors, blades drawn, begin to take cautious steps. It's as though they are attempting to gauge the distance between each other. There was a sudden flash. It came to my senses that their heads suddenly switched sides, facing away from each other. The outcome of this clash.
야,
Come on, that's it.
뭐냐, 이거?
Huh.
앵두씨!
Miss Angdu! Appears to have been Angdu's defeat. She fell to her knees.
아니, 뭐
I mean, I was
제대로
just getting started.
시작도 저렇게 지쳐 있는데.
I'm surprised you even had any energy left for that attack. She's been fighting the Kumo clan henchmen on the front lines before we even had the chance to catch up. No wonder she's exhausted.
중상에서 회복한 지도.
I must also remind you that she was on the verge of death not so long ago. She has overexerted herself.
너희들도
Are the rest of you
던져줄
gonna?
거냐?
What? Are the rest of you gonna fight me too?
이렇게 많은
This hardly
인원은
seems
다
fair.
우린
Me
나라.
against all of you. This June rested his blade on his shoulder with an annoyed scowl. You could tell from his single clash against Angdu that he wasn't going to go down easily. Well, I don't like that we're all ganging up against this one guy, but
겁나게 째깍대네.
you got one loud-ass clock for a head. Maybe it is that. That's some local T-Corp clock-shaped prosthetic fashion or something.
아, 시계.
There's a clock, right?
야,
You there. Is that clock head on time? Hey, what do you think? That clock ain't for telling time. Huh?
그러면
Then what'd you
뭐하러
decapit
뭐가지를
yourself for?
쓸모는
A useless clock.
그럼 너희 중에
Okay then.
시계 갖고
Any of you
있는
got a
놈은 없냐?
timepiece, clock, a watch? Anyone? My
또
stupid watch broke
망가졌단
again.
말이지.
As soon as word of sleep began to surround June.
없어?
I guess not. Not even wearing a watch.
아,
It must all be insane. Sauntering about without a timepiece.
있다고 한들 그대에게
But if I
말해줄
did, I
의리도
would hardly
없네만.
find it within myself to show it to thee.
짜증나게.
I'm really getting on my nerves.
어차피 뒤도
You know what?
없어.
That's it. I'll be in deep
나도
shit if I
이 안에
let anyone in there
들어버리면
anyway.
뭘 빨리빨리
So come and
덤벼.
get me.
더
Cut you
기운
down if
빠지기
it's the
전에
last thing I do.
한 놈-
불가 위약 막아내지 못하리. 틈을 끊어. 몰랐어?
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나.
Clash win. Inflict 1 protection next turn? I think that's a typo.
불가 위약
시비수에게
막아내지 못하리.
이 안에 숨쉬는 자 누구 하나 살려보내지 마. 토끼를 고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이 저 해충들을 도려내라.
틈을 끊어. 바로
너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고. 목을 떨궈주마. 정작 이 정도 탕류에 허락이다. 넌 숨을 틔울 수도 없겠다.
최선의 방어를.
점 찍었네. 넌 숨을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
대검의 머리가 굵어지진 않았을 텐데.
완성되었나?
퉁퉁투성네.
A lot of bleed.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요. 이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
합격장. 그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
I think building up all that sanity did him.
어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
탐정, 이제 깨우치시게.
Now let us converse for a moment. Angus seemed to have recovered somewhat as we fought. She bound June with a rope before throwing him to the ground.
고작 부조장이 우리에게 내려진
Didn't expect him to Captain know why your organization has put a bounty on our heads.
하지만
But I cannot quite place the reason you were standing guard before this room. It was as though you were protecting our mentor from us, of all people. Wait. It wasn't just you, was it? Every Kumo clan folk killed on their way up to this floor stood in a path like they were protecting something with their lives. Fine. Here's the truth then. We're the victims here. What do you mean? You guys really have a way of pushing my buttons, huh? We weren't part of the party pursuing you or cutting you down. That was none of my business. You were just one of many, many syndicates or organizations that were unlucky enough to be on the Thumb shit list. Our end was just a coincidence. We were ordered by the Thumb to stand guard next to a black steely here, that's all. Everyone was on the edge because we were supposed to transport it elsewhere pretty soon. And that's when you blade lineage bastards appeared out of nowhere. Out of nowhere? I see. So this is where our mentor has awakened. Sounds like you know something that I don't. Can't say I've ever heard of an attack that could put people into existence just like that. I thought they were using a singularity or something. Besides, the blade lineage never had a chance. Their numerical advantage was insurmountable. Of course. We had your friends cornered, we had no trouble cutting them down until there were but 3 of you left standing. Then all of a sudden, your boss's eyes suddenly began to glow, and he cut down everyone around him. It was a one-sided slaughter. What? Then yeah, it is kind of like Sans. You got that right. Blade lineage, Kumo clan, it didn't matter. He cut through everyone. So what the hell was I supposed to do? What we were supposed to do? I'm their captain. The lives of my men were my responsibility. I had to save them somehow. So I stayed behind to guard the door while my men guarded the entrance to this building. What other choice did I have? Crap. The deadline's coming up. I'm finished. This would end with me having to cut off a finger or two. Dang it. Angdu struck the back of Jude's neck with a swift precision. And dropped him to the floor. Angdu, that man had already been subdued. Wherefore didst thou? I really put him to sleep. He would have caused us trouble had we attempted to enter that room while he was conscious. I must talk to the mentor. See him with my own eyes. Have you gone deaf, lass? Your boss will cut down anyone who gets too close. No, that cannot be. Dante, we can infer from what information we have gathered that... Yeah, I agree. There's a powerful aura coming from behind that door. I can sense it. Our mentor... Angdu's hands tremble as they wrap around the doorknob. We must prepare for battle. I know that mentor baby-headed Kim will do no such thing. She slammed the door open, only to come face to face with the distortion.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수.
Oh wait, not that.
아침은 무사하오.
Oh. Fortunately, I've gone up against bamboo-headed Kim in the mirror dungeon, so I'm not going in blind.
이 경로는
Not completely, anyway.
나쁘지 않군 그래.
Mentor, what is this?
이건
I recognize these
모두의
moves.
검술 아닌가?
These are your techniques.
이들을
You... How could you put your blade to our fellows?
말이 통하지 않을 것 같군.
Attempt to communicate seems futile. Pitch black flames lingered, lingered behind this man she called bamboo-headed Kim, her mentor. Something had devoured him. There was something in his eyes. Fiendish malevolence. Could definitely sense it. This was a distortion.
그리 짐승처럼 울고만
Cease
있지
your
말고
beastly howls and talk to me, please! Say something! Oi, don't get too close! Distortion unsheathed its blade in the blink of an eye. Sensed that something had entered its range.
우리 형제
That stance!
죽이겠다.
You're really going to kill? Get out of the way! As Andrew stood there confused, Sinclair urgently hurled himself in her direction. In that brief moment, the distortion's blade descended upon them as though it bisected the very space they inhabited.
이미 싱클레어 군도 범위 안에 들어갔구려.
Surmised that Sinclair has entered the distortion's range as well. You have no choice but to suppress it. 10 steps, sensing the changing atmosphere, we slowly raised our weapons. Oh great, he's a minus coin. He's a minus coiner.
당분간은 고개 숙이고 기어야겠군. 무리한 임무도 아닌데 실패했으니 이번 주고는 오래 보겠어.
맡겨두시게.
이 소리는 폭풍 와일드 헌트야.
It's like that movie using the Wild Hunt identity was not a good idea. Oh. Derp.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요. 최선의 방어를.
주라디야, 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
No! see, his Dullahan is actually a headless wolf. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, yield my flesh. I know about that.
이 앞에 숨쉬는구나. 하나 살리고 보내주마.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
Not yet. Okay.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
목을 떨궈주마.
Hmm? Oh. Oh, my 10% chance to flip heads. Great. What relevant buff? Shouldn't have paralyzed him. quote a line from Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. He chose poorly. Yeah, it's not gonna come to that anyway.
대검의 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 텐데.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Blade Fiend's Fathoms, huh? Bamboo-headed Kim kneeled and caught his breath. Something began to shimmer behind him.
침상 거울 던전입니다.
This is a dungeon, a mirror dungeon of the Fathoms.
봉이 치킨 때랑 같은 곳이다.
This is just like the Ding Dong's bar and friars, huh?
봉이 치킨이요. 봉이.
It's Yun Bongs, Gregor. Yun Bongs
이미 들어갔군.
has already entered the dungeon. So I've got to follow the block, eh? Yeah, we ordered to secure the distortion as well, so an immense heavy sensation emanates from within that space. That monolith has to be somewhere in there too. Let us follow. While she was clearly dumbfounded by the turn of events, I could tell that she was determined to see this to the end. We had nothing more to add.
진입하겠습니다.
이건
This
S사의
place
모습이고요.
has taken the likeness of S-Corp.
단순한 S사가
Not just
아니지.
anyone S-Corp.
심상.
You call this place the Fathoms of Ego? It appears that Mentor Bamboo-headed Kim's memories are affecting this place.
알고 있는 것이
Is
있는가?
there aught from his past that you are aware of?
아니,
No, nothing in detail. I don't believe I have the right to divulge a depiction of his past based on
그분의 과거를
hearsay
읽힌
either.
자격은 내게.
Angdun continued in a morose
이
tone.
빌딩에 갑작스럽게
When he
등장하셨을
appeared so suddenly at this building,
아마
I don't suppose he had much trouble cutting down the Kurokumo clan henchmen.
우두와 함께
I'm
다니던
certain he was flanked by
모두가
competent men and women. It would not have mattered how many henchmen they threw against the Mentor.
간부가
Nothing short of a
조직원의 수가
Kurokumo
많았어도
clan officer could have given him any trouble.
혼자서 쓸어 담을 능력이
In
있어.
fact, I surmise that he would have been able to cut down 100 of their men on his own.
하지만
But
주변인 모두가 김
not all
작가님만한
those who
강함이
accompanied Master
있는
Bamboo-headed Kim were as powerful as he. His
그분과
capabilities lie far beyond our
하늘과 땅
own.
끊임없이 몰려드는 후군의
These fellows
놈들에게
must have fallen one by one before the endless onslaught of the Kurokumo
하나하나
clan
당해갔을
henchmen.
것이 그 모습은
And I cannot help but imagine that the sight must have reminded him of a rather tragic event in his past.
김 작가님은
An unpleasant
그
event that likely
장면에
shook
마음의
Mentor
동요를
Bamboo-headed Kim to the core.
리틀림이 일어나기 좋은 조건이군요.
That alone fits numerous
오늘
criteria that
있을
make it
영광이
right.
스며들기도
That alone
좋은
makes it ripe.
환경입니다.
If it's numerous criteria that make it ripe for a manifestation of a distortion, he's in a very receptive state to the monolith's influences as well.
그렇게
So
검기가
that is
되신
how
것인가?
the Mentor became beholden to his blade, like a fiend.
그렇다더라도
Yet still,
어떻게
how could he?
그랬음?
He remained wordless and advanced as Aangdoon despondently muttered to herself. It was all silent, save for the sound of our shoes lightly pressing into the soft soil beneath our feet. Guess I'll go with this. Oh, goody. So I have to ask, is it the hard part because of the distortion? Because I'm going to be going up against distorted Kim? Or is it going to be... Or is it going to be the hard part on account of the fact that I don't have the benefit of any of the support identities?
이거리면 충분해. 너한테 멀겠지만. 아르카나 빛. 만만치 않겠군.
희비수의 균형.
우리 하지.
이야 숨기는 자. 보내자. 토끼를 보내라. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
틈을 끊어.
묘야. 길을 열어라.
정의 이름으로.
I think we maybe get a new self-burn ID.
만만치 않겠군. 놀랐어?
You mean in the form of the Sinclair's upcoming identity? I think it's probably gonna have some burn mechanics. And that at least seems likely.
넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
Maybe he has fuel? Maybe, maybe not. Showing blue letters flip before you. The way that these similar words are ordered makes it difficult to understand what it's trying to say. To say that what is right, and what is wrong is not right. That is not to say that to say what is wrong is right, and what right is wrong is wrong. Does it want my impression of these words? Piece of cake. Clears a free ID though.
많은 것을 모른 채 할 수는 없으니. 이거 참 설레는구려.
사랑과 정의 이름으로 지금 이곳에 등장! 만만치 않겠군! 우리니 하지!
고작 이 정도 확률의 허덕이나.
히어! 아르카나 빛! 차!
Ain't no kill like overkill.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한테는 조금 멀겠지만. 불가 위.
12수에게 명하구나. 이 앞에 숨지는 자. 누구 하나 살리고 있잖아. 도끼를 본다. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
틈을
묘여. 길을 열어. 넌 구름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
놀랐어? 자, 악은 이렇게 정화되었네.
깔끔하게 몰았군.
This must be a tavern. This bar or an inn is bustling as patrons are energetically chatting away. They all seem to be in a rather good mood. A trio among the crowd is quite boisterously arguing and pointing fingers at each other. No, I don't understand why this is even a matter of dispute. A blade is a weapon made for cutting, and the right way to use a blade is to slash with it. You don't know what you're talking about. Stab a single point with all your might, and your foe shall surely fall. You're both wrong. Your half-hearted cuts and stabs won't do anything but piss them off. They'll be back at their feet immediately. Smash their skulls with the blunt end, hilt to the scabbard, and knock them down for good. Make it 2 days to get up. trio appeared to be talking about something pretty serious, so we stopped to listen to the debate. Suddenly turned in our direction and called over to us. You there! Your band can clearly handle your weapons, am I wrong? Answer us, what is the best way to wield your sword? Of course, to slash is the best way to use a blade, is it not? What should I say to that? It's all three! I might as well get the ego gift. Here. Loudest one falls, raising his cup full of liquor. I'm not claiming the other methods are inferior. I'm merely claiming that a blade, a weapon with an edge, is made to cut things. Well, if you're talking about the blade and the blade part only, sure. I suppose a decapitation is not so different from breaking the skull open. Hi, you've made my day, friend. Here, take this. KKID and Kurokuma ID and Blade Lineage ID are better in this place. Oh. I don't have much of either. But I am rocking plenty of identities with slash attacks and rupture as well, so there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나.
최선의 방어를.
시비수의 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고. 숨쉬는 자.
어머, 놀라서 좀 추셨네. 이제 깨우치시게. 아르카나 빛!
도끼를 본다. 저 해충들을
Never stood a chance.
틈새, 이제 깨우치시게.
묘야. 넌 품을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
I don't remember any of the Kurukumo clan or Blade lineage identities having... I don't remember any of them having charge-based skills.
목을 콱 물어버리자.
이 안에 숨쉬는 자.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
I'm gonna need to use Yisang for the center resources.
사랑과 정의 이름으로 지금 이곳에 등장.
Huh.
목을 콱 물어버리자. 이 거리는 충분해. 너한테 멀겠지만. 만만치 않겠군.
12수.
우리 아직
이 안에
놀랐어? 이 정도쯤이야? 목을 콱 물어버리자. 이제 깨우치시게. 이제 깨우치시게. 사랑과 정의 이름으로 지금 이곳에 등장! 만만치 않겠군. 이 달리!
비뚤어졌구려.
위험인물 발견.
12수.
실패고.
이 안에 숨쉬는 자.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 멀겠지만.
Okay.
거면 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 텐데.
See, the dispenser's hum fills the air. It knows what we want. We also know what it wants. Feel free to take a rest here. If you'd like a chance meeting, please place that on the desk. Convenience store owner exploring the maze for a dispenser. I'm good.
필독 출진.
So that thing behind him is...
모노리스입니다.
Indeed, that is the monolith. The artifact must have entered his fathoms of ego the moment it imbued bamboo-headed Kim with strength.
이첫 퇴근.
This manor must be where the mentor's last protectee resided before he departed S-Corp. Such massacre. Mentor, was this Cardis the memory that has haunted your dreams in your waking hours for so long? Yet, the deaths of our dear fellows. Tears begin to well in Engdu's eyes. Again, something murmurs in my head. Is this bamboo-headed Kim's past? A somber voice drenched with woe echoes in my head. For a fleeting moment, I once had this thing people call honor. Vile men whose hearts are consumed by evil often approach virtuous officials to seek harm. And I considered it an honorable deed to be a protector of the virtuous, to hew those that sought harm against them. Yet to be virtuous in a world of the vicious was to be prey to this merciless world. Before such overwhelming might of the vicious, the irrevocably corrupt officials, my strength was inconsequential. I had little choice but to leave S-Corp, cradling my broken spirit alongside my fellows. I have left my scarred honor behind at the land of my failure. We became vagabonds, lost, wandering and weary, aimless drifters without a place to call their home. Even their faith in my decision to leave began to crumble piece by piece. So did my faith in myself. I began to fall apart. I have already failed once. What's there to say that I am not failing my dear fellows once again? The least I could do is to help them lead a stable life. Yet that invitation I received only led to their demise. In the end, I failed my mission. I failed my honor. I failed my dear fellows. Again, I returned to the land of my failure. The voice continued to murmur, but it had devolved into nothing but a low growl, a quiet and incoherent rumbling. I can't help but feel a bit of sympathy at his suffocatingly painful past. That's exactly why we have to face him, to free him from this distortion. Guys, we're putting an end to this, right here, right now.
이 이후는 없겠다는 느낌이.
Yes, it appears that we have no choice. Engdu's grown far too agitated to function properly in this battle. It's all up to us now. Yeah, I have to be wary of his skill growing resentment, or not growing resentment. His skill to claim and to yield my flesh.
불가 이야 막아내지 못해.
도끼를 펴라. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
틈새
묘요. 길을 열어라.
세존의 방어를
합격장.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 아직 멀겠지만.
Let one move go through. Hmm.
도움이 필요한 곳이 생겼는가?
Well, damage doesn't always take into account ego. Hmm.
만만치 않겠군. 우리 하지. 정의보다도 풍자, 사랑보다 붉은 자유. 운명 속에 파묻힌 그대 이름을 걸고 여기서 빛의 맹세. 우리 앞을 막는 증오스러운 존재들에게 나와 그대의 힘을 합쳐 위대한 사랑의 힘을 보여줄 것을. 아르카나 슬레이어!
Well, I'll just have to take him down before he can use it.
또 도움이 필요한 곳이 생겼는가?
Huh. Where's the base power? Why did the base power get +1 while the... No, +2 while the coin power got -1?
만만치 않겠군. 우리 하지. 히야! 아르카나 빛! 차!
Oh, that wasn't too bad. Ah, the dungeon! After a grueling battle, and as we finally managed to drag Bamboo had come to his knees. Like a mirage, the fathoms of ego began to fall apart. The monolith had already left the fathoms of ego and was back at the center of the office. Just as the office began to resemble the one we had walked into, the radio I carried began to buzz again. Hey, can you hear me? If you do, give me a TikTok.
힘든
싸움이 끝난 지 얼마나 됐다고. 잘도
Very funny, Dante.
단테.
You know we just barely survived a deadly encounter, right? What do you mean, barely? Well, she asked me to. Perfect, we really don't have much time left. It looks like the monolith's briefly stabilized. Let me teach you how to lock it down. Don't take too long with that distortion's gonna turn into an abnormality. Follow my instructions to a T and don't lag behind. It's all about precision and speed. Seems awfully careful for how dire the situation is. Followed the radio's instructions and reached out to the monolith with my palms. Oh, some light that came out of it when I reached out with my fingers. The voice coming from the radio was pretty nonchalant about all this, but it almost sounded like she could see exactly what I was looking at. Right, straight down from there. Yep, you're doing good. Now move left. Take it slow now. I couldn't help but wonder if I was doing this right. I still followed her directions and drew a trail of light with my hand over the monolith. Mentor! Shimmering black tendrils began to withdraw from bamboo-headed Kim's body. Maybe the distortion is withdrawing too? Good work! Detective, the levels are stabilizing! I can't seem to stop calling you detective, huh? Sorry, old habits die hard, you know. Sounds like she's reporting to someone else on the other side of this communication. Good work, bus dudes. LCA will be there in a minute, so just sit tight. Huh? LCA? Not that rude afternoon lady from earlier? Well, anyways, thanks for the assist, everyone. LCD Distortion Task Force Ezra, over and out. Ezra from the Distortion Detective. The radio shut off before any of us had the chance to say anything again. And not 5 seconds later... My, they're really piling in, huh? LCA, the Special Operations Unit. Orders, commencing secured item retrieval. Right, the item is... Capacity target T-276 confirmed and secured. Well, looks like our job here is done. I didn't even have to say anything. Not that they could hear me anyway. Before the uniformed troops marched in straight, started attaching various tools to the monolith. Trouble T-276-01 confirmed. Requesting location. What are you blathering about? Rewording. Where's the distorted individual? I'm aware of whom you seek. He sits next to the monolith. Huh? Where has he gone? The individual by the name Andu dragged him behind that sofa. Approximate time of event 3 minutes ago. Didn't I ask you to tell us if you noticed something important going on in the background? I'll make an immediate report should an identical incident occur. That's when I noticed that the LCA agents were growing visibly uneasy. Alert. Abnormal reaction detected from an entity in T-276-01's proximity. When the agent ran over and kicked over the sofa... It's Angdu. There was Angdu, her arms tightly wrapped around bamboo-headed Kim. Her hand holding a blade that dug deep into her mentor's flesh. Yeah. I know not of your painful past. Cannot possibly know in detail what you have gone through. But that cannot be a just reason, an excuse for cutting down your very own fellows. This Angdu, that man was not himself. The blade has consumed my mentor, turned him into a fiend. It'll end him myself. It has to be me. No, not at all. It's all excuses. That's all it is. Mentor didn't bring some odd invitation to us. He hadn't caused us to flee escort our home to begin with. Oh, yes, I hear you. Your voice is finally growing clearer. Mutation, distortion of the subject entity confirmed. Suspicion phase 1 of the monolith reactivation process may have engaged. We can't just let her be. She's going to distort. Ursula, knock Miss Angdu out. Assault struck Angdu hard before the LCHs even had the chance to do anything. Stabilized. Distortion nullified by the subject's loss of consciousness. Stab wound confirmed on subject T-276-01. Wound not critical. Will not pose challenge to retrieval and recovery.
명령대로 처리했습니다.
I've carried out the test as you have ordered. Thank you.
내가 지금 뭘 본 거야?
Whoa, what just happened? Was that caused by Monolith's influence too?
그렇다고 볼 수 있죠.
Plausible explanation.
모노리스는 제대로 공인했지만
The monolith was properly sealed, but its lingering influence seems to have seeped into her. Oh, hey! The levels went bonkers over there just now. Radio began buzzing all on its own again. Requesting radio. Received LCD's message. Okay. Acknowledged. Please speak. Oh, you're LCA, aren't you? I'm Ezra from LCD. Nice to... Acknowledged. Commencing sit rep. You know what? You're not the only one who knows how to cut people off. I already got your sit rep, okay? I don't need it. There are 2 people there, right? Just bring them both over here. Negative. Exact orders state that retrieval targets are to be... Come on, listen up some, huh? Concerned. The monolith alone will be a difficult subject to contain. That's okay. Everyone LCD team leader said she'll take care of it. Besides, that monolith? Detective and I have successfully retrieved that before. And, considering that the 2 of them are both returnees from the library, considering that the 2 of them have both been pulled from the edge of distortion, it'll definitely help us with our records, don't you think? Understood. However... What the hell? Are you kidnapping them for some dodgy human experiments or something? Okay, so I know that there's been scary rumors of kidnappings in T-Corp, but what we're doing here is completely unrelated, alright? I'd appreciate if you didn't compare us to the likes of those Backstreet's rumors. Sure, you guys can leave them there, but if we don't take them in, they'll destroy and get killed. And who knows? The Kurokuma clan or even the Thumb could catch wind of this and pick them up instead. I suppose you're right. Anyways, make sure to bring them in. Both of them, okay? Acknowledged. Retrieving now. The call dropped. The agent sworn to the pair, bound them, and disappeared out the door. All of it was done in one fluid, practiced motion. I don't know when it happened. They'd already retrieved the monolith when that LC agent picked up LCD's call. Right, so mission accomplished, huh? I guess so. Warning. Recommended action for the manager. Immediate extraction from the scene. Imminent arrival of the Thumb. Highly likely. So, after the middle is the Thumb. What I wouldn't give to see the look on their stuck-up faces. I think he's telling us to get out of here before the Thumb catches us red-handed. Correction. Limbus Company was already on a crash course against the Thumb. Against the Thumb the moment we commenced this mission. That makes sense. It'll only be a matter of time before they put the pieces together and realize that we're involved in what happened. Are you sure that we can handle not only the middle, but also the Thumb? Irrelevant. A foe is a friend, and a friend is a foe for Limbus Company. Huh? Delayed. Extracting scene first. With that cryptic message, the LCA agent quickly withdrew from the scene. He knows something, but won't tell us what it is. At least that was the impression I got from the way he spoke. I came to meet so many departments of the company in such quick succession. The LCA, the LCD, and the LCCA. An old question arose once again, something I'd forgotten as we kept ourselves busy with the missions we've carried out. One of the missions we've carried out so far. I really don't know much about this company I'm working for. There's this mysterious Herman and the equally puzzling Demian. Maybe in the grand scheme of things, I really don't know anything. Maybe what I know amounts to nothing more than a pinch of knowledge available to the powers that be. I thought we were pretty deep into our journey, but I was starting to feel that in the far future, if I were to look back on the records of this journey, it wouldn't even be 10 pages into the book. I began walking back to the bus with the sinners, my head further mired in confusion. We really ran into a lot of people in such a short time, huh? Well, I'm pretty happy that I got to know more about the workings of this company. 5 pages into the book that is their journey, and it's 5 cantos done. I gotta ask, how big are the pages and how small is the print? Once we returned to the bus, the sisters each began chatting away about what had just happened. I wonder what's going to happen to Andrew or Bamboo-headed Kim.
우리가 알 수 있는 일은 아니다.
That does not appear to be information we are privy to. We all work under the same company. All that the LCD shared with us was the name of a contact, Ezra. Then is Limbus company truly kidnapping people for human experiment? Don't just start experimenting on humans like that. It's not something that just happens. Remember what that LCD woman said? Rumors are just that, rumors. Gregor furrowed his brows as though some unpleasant memories of the past began flooding in. He dug into his pockets for a cigarette. There's LCD, but LCA just seems really out of place, even compared to other departments. It's like they're from a completely different company. As we made our way back to the bus, I slowly began to organize my thoughts on everything that's happened. I did know that it wasn't the most productive thing for me to do. Faust, you're not going to answer any of my questions, are you?
죄송합니다.
I apologize. At the present moment, it is difficult for me to disclose any information that does not only concern the LCB department. Taking patience is the prerequisite for boarding this bus, manager or sinner. Virgilius sighed as he muttered, "You must have seen me burying my clock head in my palms." Your journey will inevitably lead to the answers to all of your questions, Dante. Just follow the path, and it shall all be revealed. You have no reason to rush. Besides, Virgilius' gaze fixed for a brief moment, slightly above my head. I wonder if he's looking at my flame. Yeah, it's nothing. Perhaps your impatience is rubbing off on me. I suppose I shall find out along the way as well. Virgilius scoffed, muttered something incomprehensible to himself, then turned away from me. It was clear that he had no intention of continuing this exchange. Let's go, Kalam. Been waiting for vroom vroom time. Driving to the famous heights of T-Corp. So, the bus took off once again, sometimes bustling, sometimes dead silent.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은
Okay, did grab all those. Wait, did I? I was wondering if I forgot that. I'll be back quick. Well, maybe not quite quick. Didn't know tickets could be used for a bulk extraction like that. Hang on. Where's Everlasting? Oh, must be with the event. I wonder I couldn't find it. Okay, there it is. So 2 lust, 4 sloth, 2 gloom, 3 pride. It could be tricky to pull off. It's when up against anything other than a boss. It'd be glorious, though. Come back, Heath. To the manor where the last vestiges of its beauty remain in its violet flowers. To the manor where its storm-broken breach has softened all that was once warm. To the manor that gave you not only life, but also scorn and desolation. To the manor where your place was the frozen corner that couldn't be further from their hearth. Return from the moors. It's time for you to come home. This is what T-Corp's nest looks like. We had surprisingly little trouble making it past the nest's borders. I guess my concerns were unfounded. Well, somehow we made it through the nest checkpoint without any trouble. Probably because this is T-Corp, not K-Corp. That probably has something to do with it. "'Tis nothing. Forsooth, such wild compliments are unnecessary," says I. But we didn't say anything. Ah, she's grown so much. Everyone seems awfully relaxed for having just entered a different nest. I guess everyone's gotten used to this by now. Humdrum, routine. I guess they'd be the words to describe the general sentiment among the sinners. Except for one, that is. We're headed to this place called Wuthering Heights next, right? I could tell from Heathcliff's glum expression that his mind was weighed down by all kinds of complicated concerns. Yeah. His eyes were staring at the moving scenery past the windows. His mind was fixed on something that his eyes couldn't see. Something that lay beyond the building walls. That manor must have been built on one windy hill, huh? Yeah, bloody Wuthering like its namesake. Not a single corner of that place gave any comfort. Heathcliff's voice carried an unusually dark tone. The other sinners on the bus noticed this and began chatting him up. A return to one's homeland must bring forth quite the tangled mass of emotions. Homeland? Well, I wasn't born here. I was raised here. Suppose I could count as homeland in a way. But it doesn't conjure in me the same feeling that a homeland is supposed to. That is to say, no idea how many times I imagined it. Played it out in my head. Returned that bloody manor, smashing every little thing in that place to bits until there's nothing left. Okay, so you'll smash everything to bits. Then what? Did you really learn nothing from watching what I went through at the lake? Pardon me. I did learn something. I'd rather lose the plot and push myself to the brink of no return. Trust that one of you lads will pull me right out of it. Go figure. Are you giving us permission to beat the sense back into you? Yeah, that's what it takes. Interesting. How far are we allowed to go with bodily harm? Amputation? Nerve mutilation? Maybe we can at least smack his head really hard? Oh, you cheeky bastards! Seriously, let's add an invitation to use me as your emotional punching bag. I'm not in the mood to...
그래도 지금의
Still, I
히스클리프시라면
think your present self
잘
can
해낼
do
것
this,
같다는
Heathcliff.
생각이 들어요.
뭔 소리야?
어?
지금이라니.
What do you mean by my present self?
지금의 히스클리프 씨는 가난하고 남은 게 아무것도 없잖아요.
Huh? Heathcliff, your present self is deprived. You're poor and you don't have anything left.
뭐?
What? Poor?
이제는 아예
Why?
대놓고 씹는
Now you're
거
skipping past the pleasantries and going straight into personal insults, yeah? I'm...
아니,
Oh,
오해가
I think
있으신
you
것
took my
같아요.
words the wrong way. Always far from the most talkative sinner, but when he does speak, he usually has something insightful to say. I have a hunch that what Honglu means is that Heathcliff doesn't have anything to lose. But since he never says it in a way that's immediately obvious, his words are very prone to misunderstandings.
저희는 모두 가난해요. 그러니
In a way,
예전과는
we're all
많은 게
deprived,
달라졌을
and that
거예요.
can change a lot of things.
어쩌면
Maybe there are things we can
가진 게
understand
아무것도
only when
없을
we're
때가
left with
되어서야
nothing.
가난하여서 이렇게 구릿구릿한 색깔을 계속 가지고 다녀야 하는 거요?
Not exactly. Doth that poverty explain our current unsightly lack of colorfulness? Don Quixote looked mournfully at everything around her, then at herself. She sounded like she was about to cry. Everything had been drained of color since the moment we entered T-Corp through the back streets. It feels like even more of our colors have been taken away since then.
그 얘기 언제 하나 했어?
I was wondering when we'd bring that up.
대체 언제까지
Maybe
이런
we'll get our
색으로
colors
다녀야
back
하는
soon.
거야? 나는 생각을 한 게
Or so I
불과
thought,
10시간
like 10
전인데
hours ago.
가도 원상 복귀가
Are we gonna
되지
be colorless
않잖아.
forever? Are we gonna be stuck in this gloomy hue for the rest of our lives?
이러면 식욕도
Seriously,
떨어져.
nothing looks
살아갈
tasty
의지도
as
없어지게
in sepia
된다고.
hue. I'm starting to lose even my will to live. That explains one of the personality quirks with her T-Corp identity.
고기를 먹어도 고기가
Everything's in that sickly brown hue. Guys, even meat looks downright rotten in this color.
갑자기 너무 건너뛴 것 같지 않아?
Well, that's a bit of an overreaction, isn't it?
그리고 저 사람들은
Oh, and what about those guys? They've got color in their clothes. With an annoyed look, Vrodia gestured toward the people outside the bus.
개개인분들께 해드린 답변을 합치면 23번째 답변이긴 합니다만 색깔을 돌려받으려면
A sufficient amount of payment must be made in order to retrieve your colors. It must be emphasized that this question has been repeatedly answered on 23 separate occasions.
저 정도로 색깔을
Well, let me have a gander. His coat, his trousers. Ha! That bloke's not even that loaded. He's only trying to come off as though he is. Real tough spared out cash to get every single color back. Even to the trivial trinkets like the rims of their glasses.
히스클리프 씨도 이곳에 살고 있을 동안은 계속 색을 보지 못한
Did you also have to live
상태였나요?
without color when you lived here, Heathcliff?
아니,
No, I'm gonna add some color, yeah. So far from vibrant. Agreed. This is the color. Color crap. Blood should have remained red.
그런데 저 자식 말이야. 저렇게
That poor sod's going to get himself jumped
괜히
wandering about
뒤통수로
that
맞기
look.
나를
That's just enough color to invite the bandits, but not enough to keep them away. Heathcliff's predictions came true soon enough. Several thieves surrounded the bloke who's only trying to come off as though he's loaded and bash him on the back of his head.
저런 극악무도 파렴치한 자들을 보았나?
Fie! A bunch of shameless villains they are!
혼자 다니는 무고한
Preying on a
시민을
weak civilian like a pack of hyenas!
갱단이라고 부르는
Are they
분들인가요?
what you would call a gang?
머리
Gangs at Take-Corp have certainly seen better days.
인간이라고 부를 수
Don't even call them a gang. They're just lowlifes running out of time.
내가 떠나올 때만 해도 저런 버러지 같은 것들은 저렇게 버젓이 돌아다니지도 않았어.
Last time I was here, scum like him couldn't even dare to infest the streets so brazenly. There are gangs that aren't scummy.
당연하지.
Of course, the thing I was in would never dogpile on some poor and armed bloke like that.
쌩쌩 달리고 싶어.
Karan wants to vroom vroom, can't vroom vroom with a roadblock. Well, there's not much point in waiting for the situation to resolve itself. Virgilius finally spoke up after quietly listening in our discussion for the last few minutes. Take care of them before Don Quixote starts making a fuss about it. Oh, an enactment of justice! I thank thee!
잡을 수도 익숙해졌나 봐.
He's
이제
really starting to get the hang of this, huh? Didn't notice that his shoes also had color. Oh yeah.
소재가 준비됐어?
어디서? 이 경로는 숨어들기 나쁘지 않군 거래. 뭐야? 이놈은 우리가 먼저 찜했어.
Ah, you gits. This one's ours.
너희도 시간이 부족해서.
Looks like you lot are running low on time as well. Tough luck. We've only got 30 minutes ourselves. Oh, maybe they're one of the dead rabbits or something. Burning mans for what? It ain't possible. The old dead rabbits are the vigilante ways of no more. All they do nowadays is stare at you funny from behind those odd masks.
마스크?
Masks? What are you? Bollocks. We don't got time for this. Let's kill him quick. They began rushing at us with bloodshot eyes, not giving Heathcliff time to even finish his sentence. Man, even the soundtrack sounds dreary.
이거리면 충분해. 너한텐 멀겠지만.
이 앞에 숨기는 자. 튀울 수도 없겠구나.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
대범의 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 텐데. 목을 콱 물어버리자고.
갑자기 이 정도 깔까?
아르카나 빛.
이제 깨우치시게.
빨리 의뢰했다면 대범의 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 텐데.
퉁퉁투성네.
Just mowing him right down.
이제 깨우치시게.
토끼를 본다. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
틈을 이제 깨우치시게.
묘여. 길을 열어. 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나.
깔끔하게 물었군.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
maybe after a few more levels.
이 경로는 숨어들기 나쁘지 않군 거래.
야, 너
Oi!
모자 멋진데?
Nice hat you've got there. How'd you get it?
잘못했습니다.
Ew, I'm sorry, please take everything. Take as much as you want. Here's my watch. Sir Heathcliff! Heathcliff was looming over the man and growling threateningly. He certainly fit the look of a villain from this particular angle.
야, 방금
Us, just compliment him for his sharp fashion choices. That's overreacting.
저는 이거 빼고는
This is literally everything I have. I don't got any money for ransom even if you were to kidnap me.
납치는 안 됩니다.
Please, please don't kidnap me. I've got family. They're all waiting for me to come home. The man we inadvertently saved from the hands of thieves was shuddering and screaming incoherently, almost to an unnatural degree. And we were still not out of the dark alleyways where other thieves might be waiting to get the jump on us. The hell is this racket? Oh. Well, what do we have here? I think I'm seeing loads of time running in right before us. 10 minutes. No, it'll take 5 minutes to hand it over now.
도대체가 이놈이고 저놈이고 왜 다들
How is every fella here so obsessed with time?
아니면
If you won't give it up willingly, we'll have to kill you all and take that clock for ourselves. Huh? Clock? Wait, me? Oh, would you look at that?
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
도끼를 본다. 저 해충들을 도려내라. 묘야. 길을 열어라.
만만치 않겠군.
힘이 숨긴다.
네, 하지.
이 앞에 숨쉬는 자.
깨우치시길.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
놈이 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한테 멀겠지만.
놈이 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
대범의 머리가 찌개지진 않았을 텐데.
That's a bit unexpected.
깨우치시길.
퉁퉁투성네.
너
Yo,
쳐라.
quiet! I'll check that boy home to us.
당장 안 닥쳐.
Shut your gob right now. Feed you to the meat grinder back at our rickety cannibal bus. Is that clear?
그러면
Then,
저를
you're
납치하러 온
not here to
사람들이
kidnap me?
그래.
Not for. I don't even know how many times we've told you.
그럴 리가 없지 않소.
Of course not, indeed. We're the fix. Just. She's trying so hard not to say it.
아니, 나그네들
Passers-by of justice! Sir Heathcliff here can be rather brutish in his manner of speech, but that is all.
그렇군요. 나그네.
Right, passers-by of justice.
그런데 왜
So why are you
돈이
asking us for time, not money?
시간도
Maybe time's just another commodity to be sold and bought here.
기사 가이드북.
Guys, is it just me again? The T-Corp pamphlet guide, did no one really... Ishmael's eyes started to glaze over. Once again, she may have been the only sinner who bothered to read up on our destination.
기사, 즉
And T-Corp, also known as Time Track Corporation,
시계를 신분증의 역할로 쓰고 있어. 이들이 지니고
the
있는
citizenry utilizes timepieces as personal identification.
시간을
They often trade with time instead of physical currency.
대부분의 근로자는
The means of transaction done via the timepieces they carry. Most laborers in these lands are rewarded for their efforts with time. Okay, I have noticed a number of religious themes with Project Moon's games, particularly Judeo-Christian themes. And that whole thing about the timepieces being personal identification, and that the transactions that using time instead of physical currency, and specifically the part about the transaction being done via the timepieces they carry. Is it just me, or does that sound kind of like the mark of the beast from the Book of Revelations?
이상 씨를 봐서 이번엔 넘어가죠.
Thanks for the explanation, Yiseng. I'll let it slide this time. Well, I guess it would sound more like it if it was the case throughout the whole city, not just the T-Corp nest. So, is this going to be a problem? Otis is the only one of us who carries a watch.
아, 그 시간이
Oh, you
멈춰
mean her
있는
broken
소목계
wristwatch?
말씀이죠?
I always thought that wearing a stopped watch was a neat fashion statement.
패션용인
It's
적
not a fashion item. Never was. How insolent of you to assume.
그리고
Alright, I've been meaning to ask, what got you so freaked out about a kidnapping earlier?
아,
Oh, there's a pretty scary rumor of indiscriminate kidnappings going on around these T-Corp streets.
이젠 아무도 다니지 않는
These are abandoned streets, so when I saw a dozen or so people running around together, I was scared that you guys might be the infamous kidnapping syndicate or something.
구체적으로 말해보도록 육하 원칙을 활용하면 더 좋고.
We need more details. I want the who, when, where, what, how, and why. Proceed. People have been going missing around here. This kind of became the last known location for a bunch of missing people. Everyone becomes shut in during the foggy days because they don't want to get kidnapped. Look, it's even on the front page of this Times newspaper here. Mysterious kidnapping fear sweeps district. Not even a single body found. I can keep reading if you want. Marcelos, Rodi, and Don Quixote began enthusiastically reading the sensationalized titles and the attached articles on the newspaper he showed us. Oh, I gotta check out the award-winning eatery. It's not so far from where we are. Aha, it's the time retrieval fixers have said as such in these interviews. Are you guys even reading the same article?
확실히
Oh, that's right. There's a lot less people around here than I remember.
여기는 원래
The street
공장으로
used to be
이어서
packed with workers headed to the factory jobs and inventors selling their useless trinkets. It's
이렇게
never been this
텅텅 비었던
empty.
적이
This empty street of T-Corp was thick with fog. The bustling crowd from Heathcliff's memories had nowhere to be seen. Maybe the lack of color made the fog appear even thicker.
일전 검계와의
This reminds me of the kidnapping rumor we heard when we were working on the Blade lineage case.
행방불명이라.
Missing people. Maybe they're released a messed up kidnapping human trafficking syndicate roaming this area.
그런 놈들이 대놓고
Never heard of such syndicate. No such syndicate strutting about this place. Back when I lived here, at least.
인신매매 따위가
There's a
목적인
statistical
것이
impossibility for a human trafficking syndicate to leave zero evidence behind. There is bound to be one or two they let slip through their fingers.
거리를 이렇게 만들 정도로 거대한 움직임이라.
Especially if this syndicate is so prolific to the point of indirectly discouraging the public from leaving their homes. A body or two will invariably be found.
시체도 남지 않는다는 건
If they really didn't leave any bodies, then maybe it's worse than just your usual murders.
깊이 파고들수록 위험한 일일 수 있다는 건가요?
Maybe it'll be more dangerous the more we look into it. If it's not just another violent tragedy, then maybe there's more to this than we think. Maybe there's some powerful organization pulling the strings. You know, that's a lot of conjecture to make just from the fact that no bodies have been found. I'm sorry? Guys, the night in the back streets. A single sweep from those sweepers leaves nothing behind. Every trash in the back streets, including corpses, is completely cleaned up. And they clean up even the corpses, yeah. Of course, it's kind of scary that they clean up more than just trash. Yeah, the idea of sweepers really freaked Sinclair out for a while. That's because Roddy kept making funny noises and sweeper impressions at me every night. When did that happen? Yep, Kanto 6.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Okay, duly noted. I never seem to have enough of those either.
해가 내 얼굴을 물끄러미 바라보고 있어.
Mr. Squirrel?
눈을 감아도 마찬가지요.
What do you mean, Mr. Squirrel? Oh, okay. With how I've been ranking a bunch of lunacy, figure I might as well do some extractions. Ooh. Oh. Bowie!
비웃지 마세요.
Oh, goody!
저도 좋아서 이딴 걸 입었겠어요?
Isn't that one of the most useless identities in the whole game? Ooh!
위장에 묵직히 얹히는 총신을 느끼리라. 흉악한 총탄이 저들을 관통하리라.
Good or nah? Oh. That's from the sloshing identity.
해가 내 얼굴을 물끄러미 바라보고 있어. 눈을 감아도
First off,
마찬가지요.
before I forget, keep meaning to do that, only to forget. Good with the ID, which I don't have yet. Yeah, it's a tremor ID. Okay. I'd be kind of cautious about using it since it does kill an ally, at least if it's going to be AoE. Right? Or is it always AoE with the second coin? Oh. You mean most likely will be good on Yi Sing's upcoming identity? Yeah. Oh, with how much my throat's hurting, I think I'll probably call the stream here. As always, thank you for watching. And peace I leave with you this day and always.